This video will show you the most powerful technique for feeling validated and for really getting to the core of who you prefer to be so that you get what you want in life. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you those tools that I've applied in my own life and really an understanding and a framework for looking at this in a completely new way, in knowing that we can challenge our prior thoughts, we can challenge the limitations and the perceptual filters that we put on ourselves in order to really then just express ourselves 100%. So this video was inspired because I've been very aware of how the questions that we ask ourselves end up becoming the quality of our life. Now, what I mean by this is that the information in our mind, the way that we think, the way that we can really pull out the information that's relevant and the information that's important is by asking better questions. You know, even when it comes to our goals, if you have a certain goal of something that you want to accomplish, ask yourself the question, how can I most efficiently accomplish this? How can I achieve my 12-month goal, my year goal, in 8 months? When we ask ourselves these questions, we start to come up with a new framework. It takes us out of the paradigm that we're asking the question, and it starts to expand our own awareness. Now, in the same way, when it comes to us acting in a certain way and us being who we think we are, that self-image that we have, when it comes to that, the key to really branching outside of that and to expanding our own validation is going to have to be with asking the right questions. So ask this question next time you find yourself creating like a wall around you. You know, sometimes I'll see my own limits and I'll be like, oh, I can't go do that, or I want to go do this. I'll feel an impulse to do it, but the mind will come in and I'll start to talk myself out of it. I ask myself the question, well, what if I could do that? What if I gave myself permission right now to go out and do that? If I'm afraid to talk to that specific person, what if I were comfortable doing it? What if I just went up and started talking to that person? You'll see that most of the worst case scenarios that we have, most of the interpretation we make in our mind isn't even real. It's just a projection of a mental idea. So the power of this is kind of like when I talk about act as if, but what you're saying is you're saying what if? What if I can give myself permission right now to do this? Now you'll find that under the old paradigm, if we're to say, oh, I can't go do this, if we ask ourselves the question, what if, we start to expand it out a little bit. What if I could give myself permission? We start to then kind of almost think of it in a third person way. And as we do that, it's easier for us to give ourselves permission to feel that way. So let me give you some examples of how you can use this. If it is you feeling unworthy of having and going to a certain job and trying to get an interview, what you could do is say, what if I was able and I was confident enough to do it? As you ask yourself that question, what you find happens is that you start to put yourself in that situation. You start to create a bridge between who you are being right now to who you prefer to be. If you don't feel confident in any way, you can say, what if I was confident? What if and how would I act if I did give myself the validation to feel this way? As we ask ourselves this question, it changes the way we think. It changes the way we relate to the world. Now also remember this. This is another very important part of the process. In the current moment right now, we have a state of being, which simply means like the way that we feel. And also, we have a certain focus. Now, let me ask you the question. What perspectives of yourself, what characteristics of yourself are you focused on right now in this moment? Now, if you're focused on how things didn't work out in the past, or you're focused on why you can't do certain things, or doubting yourselves, realize that that's all coming from a focus and a momentum. But this is the thing. The moment you change that focus and you start to focus on the good things about yourself, the things that you've accomplished in the past, or the things you know that you can accomplish now or in the future, what you begin to do is you create a new momentum. Now, momentum is so powerful because in the present moment right now, realize first off that the only moment that does exist is this moment right now, that based upon the focus in the present moment, that's going to project into our past, and we're going to find moments that resonate with the state of being that we feel right now. So you may have known this or realized this if you ever feel like not confident or you ever feel rejected by someone else. You might look into your past and be able to easily remember all the times in the past when you felt rejected as well. You may be able to project out what could happen in the future and see those same type of things. Now, that's all coming from the state of being right now. But realize that that's not set in stone, and realize if you change your state of being, you change the past that you connect to, and you change the future that you project, or the possibilities that you see. So it's okay if you feel like you're not validating yourself, if you feel not confident, realize it's just coming from focus. It's coming from a momentum of focus that is reaching back into the past and also projecting out to the future. Now, this is the powerful part, is you can choose where your focus is going by what you are focused on. I know it sounds like, you can choose your focus by focusing, but the idea is to put your focus on characteristics about yourself that you know make you feel more confident and that you know up the ante for what you can accomplish. Write down the top 5 things that you've accomplished and focus on it. Write down the best character traits that you have. Maybe you're a very trustworthy person. Maybe you're a very authentic person. Maybe you're able to step outside your comfort zone. Whatever it is, focus on that perspective, and the more you do it, the more that you start to gain the ability to see your past in a new way and then project out to the future in a new way, and then really just giving yourself permission right now to feel a certain way. But remember, the way that you can really align this in and wire this into who you are is asking yourself better questions. What if right now I was able to go out and do this? You'll start to give yourself instant validation. And this video has the potential to for you to give yourself instant validation by asking the right questions. This is all within you, and this is something that you can do. Ask yourself the question, what if I could do this? What if I were the kind of person that felt validated? Now, the other side of this also is don't let other people bring you down, and don't let them really weigh down on you. Remember that the most powerful technique for giving yourself instant validation is simply, first off, becoming aware and deciding that you're going to ask yourself the right questions, that the quality of your questions will determine the quality of your life, and that if you ask yourself the question, what if I could accomplish these goals in this amount of time? What if I could accomplish and I could go talk to that person that I'm afraid to talk to? What if I could talk to that girl that I've never, felt comfortable talking to before? How would it look? How would it feel? Ask yourself these questions and your focus will start to change. Now, at the same time, realize that the way you feel about yourself, your self-image, is from the focus in the present moment, and it's from your state of being. Choose the focus you prefer, and as you choose and you focus on the characteristics that bring you and make you feel powerful, you're going to connect to your past in a new way, and then you're going to project out and you're going to create for yourself new possibilities in the future. The more you do this, the easier it becomes, and just know that you can give yourself the validation of feeling worthy, of feeling whole and complete right now in the present moment by tailoring your focus and by asking the right questions. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you have not already. Also, hit that little notification gear right next to the subscribe button so that you're able to see the daily videos that I do. And other than that, I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, and namaste.